New York City, September 2006. A group of fraudsters flashing luxury bags filled with cash, an exotic dancer from a Bronx strip club, two young men who people believed were brothers, and one plan that was supposed to be a simple robbery. But by the time the sun came up in Fort Lee, New Jersey, a man would be dead. A hotel room would look like a crime scene from a nightmare, and a conspiracy built on jealousy and greed would completely unravel. This, my friends, is the Charley Wingate Debacle. The central figure in this story is Charlie Wingate, a 28-year-old man from New York City. People around him believed he and 21-year-old Kelvin Leardom were brothers. Whether they were biological brothers or stepbrothers remains unclear. But what is clear is that the two moved together, and sometimes they moved in ways that would bring them to the attention of police. Then there was Gina Conway. Conway worked as an exotic dancer at a Bronx strip club called Sin City. Her relationship with Wingate was volatile. They were on again, off again, constantly circling each other in a relationship built on jealousy and drama. And then there were the victims, Alan Plowden and David Taylor. The two men were partners in criminal enterprises, mortgage fraud, real estate scams, credit card schemes. They drove expensive cars through New York City, and Plowden had a habit that would soon make him a target. He often carried a Louis Vuitton bag filled with cash, sometimes as much as $40,000. On September 19, 2006, Plowden spotted Gina Conway standing across the street from where he was parked in the Bronx. He introduced himself. They went out for drinks. Then the night escalated. Plowden took Conway to a hotel in Mahwah, New Jersey. He tried to seduce her. According to Conway, she wasn't interested, and he got aggressive with her. It's vague what happened next, but around 4 o'clock in the morning, she left the hotel and caught a taxi back to the Bronx. She returned to Sin City, where she met Wingate and handed him some money. If you look between the lines, you can kind of see what was happening. Later that night, she left with her side dude, a bouncer named Teron Golston. But that brief meeting with Plowden had planted a dangerous seed. Two days later, on September 21st, Plowden contacted Conway again. This time he picked her up and took her shopping in Bergen County, New Jersey. And once again, he had the Louis Vuitton bag, stuffed with cash. During the trip, Conway did something reckless. She called Wingate and told him exactly what she was doing. She wanted to make him jealous. But she also told him something else, that Plowden had a lot of money. Later on that evening, Plowden took Conway to another hotel in Fort Lee, New Jersey. While they were there, he repeatedly opened his Louis Vuitton bag to impress her. Inside, she believed that there was nearly $50,000. Eventually, Plowden dropped her off in Manhattan, but by then, the damage had already been done. At around 11 p.m., Conway arrived at a basketball court near 135th Street and 5th Avenue. Wingate was there with his friends. Over the next couple of hours, Conway drank Hennessy and took ecstasy. She told Wingate about the money. Wingate asked one question, how much? Her answer was, a lot. Wingate's response was simple. He said he was going to get him. Conway believed he meant they would steal the money while Plowden was out at a club. Wingate later called Kelvin Leardom. Minutes later, Leardom arrived. Wingate instructed Conway to go with him to the hotel. But what Conway didn't know was that the plan was about to become something far more dangerous. Wingate called a taxi driver named Mohamedou Mbinge. He asked him to drive his brother and girlfriend to New Jersey. During the trip, they even stopped for gas. While Leardom went inside the store, Wingate pulled up in another car. He looked at Conway and told her something chilling. If you pull this off, I'll love you forever. Hours later, after accidentally stopping at 2 different Holiday Inn hotels, they finally arrived at the Fort Lee Holiday Inn around 4:30 a.m. Conway spotted Plowden's car in the parking lot. That meant one thing. He was already back. As they walked down the hallway to Plowden's room, Conway noticed something disturbing. Leardom pulled out gloves, then duct tape, and then a handgun. This was not the plan she had agreed to. Conway used the key card Plowden had given her earlier, but it didn't work, so she knocked. The door opened. Inside was a woman named Giselle Nieves, who Plowden met earlier. She told them Plowden was sleeping. She tried to close the door, but Conway blocked it with a foot. They forced their way inside. Leardom immediately grabbed Nieves by her hair, pressed the gun to her head, and demanded money. Conway began searching the room. Plowden was still fast asleep. Eventually they woke him up. Leardom told him not to look at his face or he'd be shot. They duct taped his hands and covered his eyes. Plowden told them there was money under the mattress, but then he said something else. The rest of the money was downstairs in his friend's room. That friend was David Taylor. With the gun pressed to his head, Plowden was forced to call Taylor. Minutes later, Taylor knocked on the door. Conway opened it. Leardom stood behind the door with the gun. As Taylor stepped inside, Leardom pointed the gun at his face. Taylor tried to grab it. The gun fired. Taylor collapsed instantly. The medical examiner later confirmed the horrifying details. Taylor had been shot inside the mouth at close range. He died almost immediately. What started as a robbery had just become murder. After the shooting, the room erupted in chaos. Conway grabbed electronics, clothes, and cell phones. She even took $800 from Taylor's pockets. Leardom changed into new clothes from Plowden's shopping bags. Before leaving, they threatened Plowden and Nieves. If the money wasn't in Taylor's room, they would come back and kill him. But Plowden managed to free himself. He chased him into the hallway, even caught Conway and punched her. But when Leardom turned with the gun, Plowden backed off. The pair escaped back to the waiting taxi. The investigation quickly began. Police recovered a bag Conway had left with her side piece, Teron Golston. Inside were Holiday Inn key cards, cell phones, a laptop, car keys, clothing, and a wallet. Eventually, police arrested Conway, and once she was in custody, she told detectives everything. She implicated both Charlie Wingate and Kelvin Leardom in the crime. A Bergen County grand jury eventually handed down a 12-count indictment, including murder, felony murder, robbery, kidnapping, weapons charges, and conspiracy. What started with jealousy ended with the body on the floor of a New Jersey hotel room. The Charley Wingate Debacle is a story about reckless decisions. A dancer trying to make her boyfriend jealous, a bag of cash used to impress the wrong people, and a robbery that spiraled into murder. One moment of greed, one pull of a trigger, and multiple lives changed forever. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.